Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 5-Digit World Cup Showcase Corner. As it is by this point, this is the semifinals map pool showcase. Now, the quarterfinals round actually isn't over. We do have one match after this, but we have a scheduled showcase time every week, 16 UTC. So we're going to be going ahead and showing the semifinals pool. I'm Taikani, of course, joined by Miles. Miles, how you doing?
Good morning, Taikani. Ready to take a look at this 5WC semifinals pool. It looks like we're starting to get up there in star rating, up at 6.6 stars being the target SR for this weekend. So starting to get up there. By the way, looked at some of those MPs for quarterfinals weekend. We got a lot of tiebreakers.
We did. There was a lot of very, very close matches this weekend. You know, I'm starting to think like maybe the next match after this could be tiebreaker as well. There's been a lot of like down to the wire matches on the quarterfinals pool. It's been very exciting.
Yeah, I always love to see that in tournaments, and I love these mid rounds, like quarterfinals and semifinals. You start to have the top seeds battling it out on these lower star map pools, and they get some really good scores, and we get some really close matches. Lots of potential for upset at lower star rating, I think, compared to higher star rating. So very good to see. Glad to see that custom tiebreaker get a lot of usage.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get into this semifinals pool, though. There is a lot of ground to cover on this one. Starting with the Nomad one, kind of following up on last week, just being fairly standard. Though this one, a little bit more of a kick to it. There's a couple awkward aim patterns, and in the key eyes, you're gonna see especially there's a little bit of weirdness compared to what you might expect. Generally, if you're expecting Nomad one.
Yep, the kick in question, Love Live. Thank Mr. Taikani.
Yeah, in quarterfinals, we started something that we've been doing where at the very beginning of the pool, after we look through the customs, all the poolers get one map that they just get to throw in the pool uncontested. And, you know, if it doesn't work for balance, we'll revisit it, whatever. This was my map for this week was I needed the Love Live Nomad one, and I fought for the Love Live Nomad one.
Second idle Nomad one in a row. Great to see the variety, though. We've got a pop-in party into Aqours.
Yeah. No, it won't be idle forever, but I knew I needed one. It's been a running joke among the poolers that my Love Life Nomad one is inevitable.
Cannot avoid it with this Taikani guy. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, this is 6.6 stars. Pretty sure this is one of the highest star ratings in the pool, if not the highest, so never mind, there's one map that is higher SR2, actually.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there's a couple higher SR, but yeah, this one is I think it fits really well with the standard 6.6. It's a little difficult, but I don't think it's so much that it throws off the balance of a 6.6 pool.
Definitely. But, you know, it takes some pretty wide spacing in this current star rating meta to get a raw aim without any tapping element up to 6.6.
Yeah.
So gonna be definitely more of your aim focused pick rather than just your consistency map.
Yeah, that was a big goal is, you know, let's have Nomad 1 feel really, really heavy on actual aim. Not just, I feel like last week's was very much that consistency. Where this one is definitely more of an aim focus. I know I had a lot of aim strain trying to get this replay, which feels crazy to me. At this star rating, I don't usually feel that much aim strain, but it's just how this map is designed is very, very straining in your aim hand.
But yeah, I see there are a few streams. There was a little bit of stream that decelerated a little bit in its spacing. But I don't think that should trip up too many players. I think decelerating streams are a lot easier than the accelerating ones. But this map is pretty spicy. I mean, I'm seeing some little space doubles in between some of these patterns that you have to tap. And
yeah, that's the big thing that playtesters were wondering about, like, how do these doubles play? And in my opinion, incredibly well. The way they snap is not dissimilar to the rest of the aim of the pool, the map. So it shouldn't be too hard to hit ever. Honestly, I would say that 1/3 pattern that I hit in the replay is actually the hardest part of the map. It kind of comes out of nowhere.
Of this guy, Aqours. Wait, is this your replay?
Yeah, this is my replay.
Damn, we've got a name player in here.
I begged to do the replay for this one.
Alright, some other stuff for map stats. 181 BPM, about 4 minutes in length. CS 4.2, AR 9.5, OD 9.2. Those map stats shouldn't be that uncomfortable for anybody. I think the main concern of this map is going to be the aim, and then maybe some of those cut doubles or 1/3 patterns, but not going to expect players to miss there if they practice them.
Yeah, no, it's I think one playthrough will get you to really understand how this map works. Even then, I think after the first big spacing 1/4 pattern, you get it. It's based off of the intensity of the song. When the song is the most intense, the space triple will come through, and I really don't think they're that hard to hit. So hopefully, shouldn't have any issues for the aim players. But that is No Mod 1.
And naturally after that, we will go to No Mod 2. Hunted, mapped by DCS.
Yeah, this one, this was, no. This is from our original cooling session. I had to think. Every week we have one standard cooling session, and then we have a follow-up session after that to get all the replacements through that playtesters are worried about. This one's from our original session, which I think is the first No Mod 2 to be from the original session. 200 BPM, finally! Last year, there was not a single No Mod 2 over 195, I think. We identified that very early on as, like, there's an understanding of, like, you can have a No Mod 2 that is more flow difficulty, with the settlement that you'll take a lower BPM, but only stacking a pool with all of those the entire tournament we didn't love. So that was one of the things that we wanted to amend with this year's pool, was to have a 200 BPM No Mod 2, and that's the niche that this one fills.
200 BPM is the golden number for stream maps, in my opinion. This is when you really have to be a seasoned stream player, or even a speed player, to be able to play this type of BPM. Like, I think this is where we're going to start to see some teams get skill capped on this that don't really have a proper tapping roster.
Yeah, for sure. There is a lot of benefit of having this BPM for No Mod 2 specifically in any pool across almost any rank range. I'd say like lower 5 digit, like you're looking like 50k, you're rarely gonna see a well-received 200 BPM No Mod 2, but I think here it works incredibly well. Like this is the World Cup. It should have something of that caliber.
Yeah, in the semifinals pool, our bottom tier teams have already pretty much been eliminated. We've only got the heavy hitting teams remaining at this point. Down in losers bracket, everyone is trying to fight for their spot. Gotta give them their proper tools, put their best foot forward.
Absolutely. This map, it's not that much flow. Your ability to consistently tap 200 BPM. I think in a tapping versus tapping team matchup, this is going to be an act battle more than anything. The flow does have some difficult points, but not too much that it's the main focus of the map. It is absolutely that. Can you act 200 BPM well?
And I think it's almost a condition. If you're actually able to tap this BPM well, you should have the flow aim for these bursts. They don't look too bad.
Yeah. Shout out to Lights Out for this replay as well. Unfortunately, this is the last week that we'll be getting Lights Out replays. He is headed to military. So he popped off this week. There's one specific map that we'll get to eventually that I asked him to do. But he has done a lot for replays this week. I think, if I remember correctly, he played every map and then he just held off a couple replays for people who wanted to get 1 or 2 in the pool. But he did a lot.
Big MVP of playtesting here, Lights Out. So give him a round of applause in the chat. He's done so much. But unfortunately, as we get into the late stages, when he's going to be the most useful, going off to military. But we wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, that is No Mod 2, though. Gotta move forward into No Mod 3, one of 2 custom maps this week. Kagurahime, mapped by Aglius. This one, a Yoshi Lover replay. So Kagurahime, this went through a lot of change because, at first I didn't really like it, full honesty, and Aglius knows this. So the rhythm choice on this map is the one that has evolved a lot. this map used to be like literally no mod 1 rhythm on a no mod 3 song, is how I would describe it. You had a lot of these like 1/8 sliders that would cut in like a 1/4 slider normally would on no mod 1, which was awful to play accuracy wise in the Ki. And Aglius was very nice to really just patiently work with me for the end product that I like a lot more. Your aim control, snap focus, no mod 3, with a lot more 1/4 than 1/8 this time.
Lots of awkward aim in this one. I think it's one of the more popular types of alt maps that you see in map pools as of last few years. More popular certainly than I think the more flow focused ones, but this one looking pretty nice, especially as a custom.
Yeah, that awkward aim focus, I feel like Spartan spawned in the tournament scene, and no mod 3 has never been the same since.
Legit. Like Spartan, Pedal, I think those are two of the big ones for especially pushing forward the awkward aim in the alt slot.
Yeah, for sure. Aglius definitely, he's kind of between the awkward aim and then the snap aim. So a little over the place in sort of how he draws the patterning for this map, but really like how it came out at the end of the day. You know, you had those little bits of flow as well. It really feels like a full flavor kind of no mod 3.
Song as well is banging.
Yeah, this song is great. HIMEHINA. I mean, everybody knows them for one song. I can't even remember the title, but everybody knows the song.
Yeah, Hito got that.
Hito got it, thank you. But this song, I'd say it's even better. It's fire.
Another quite long map. I think following some earlier trends in the map pools, pretty long no mod pool. First 3 maps, all above 3 minutes. But otherwise, it's a classic 140 BPM, joined by CS4, AR 9.6, OD 8.8. Once again, pretty unoffensive map stats. Should be pretty comfortable for your alt players. And I also think this might be kind of high star rating for an alt map, because usually you're used to alt being like quite lower than like your actual pool average star rating, like even to the point where it could be like a whole like 0.7 star rating lower. But this one only 0.24 stars lower than the pool balancing. But I think that could be because of the high aim emphasis in this map.
Yeah, my guess would be the aim emphasis. You see those triangle patterns that SR loves at 1/4. As well as there's some faster sliders in this. Nothing quite like we saw with like last week's TV, but there's definitely some sliders that are influencing the star rating a little bit. But that's gonna be no mod 3. Thank you, Aglius, for the custom. Thank you, Yoshi Lover, for the replay. Let's move on into no mod 4.
Memory of Sunrise. This is a map that's a little more, I think, typical for a star rating for a 6.6 pool, but 6.04. But don't be fooled. It's a Halgo map. It is going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah, this one, the Team France collab for Memory of Sunrise, which was one of the songs selected for one of the rounds of Osu Beat Mapping World Cup 2021, I want to say. I don't remember if it was in 2021 or 22. Either way, it was the one that was a disaster and the reason that OBWC stopped existing. But the maps speak for themselves. They are very, very solid. I think I've seen 4 of these now. France, Canada, South Korea, and the United States. I've seen all of their collabs. This French collab, this is Relazy, Halgo, Sharu, probably should put this up, Yukui Boy, and Booyah.
That is kind of an all-star lineup, but yeah, once again, one of your usual suspects for a tech slot. Halgo kind of has been terrorizing map pools for the last like 3 years, but this one, I think, pretty inoffensive, maybe because of the collab nature of this map, but not gonna have to worry about missing every single slider end like on a lot of Halgo maps.
Yeah, no, this one is not as crazy on the slider aim as a couple of the past maps we've pulled. I know, no mod 4 last week, a lot of the people were there was a lot of slider aim that people were concerned about. So this one, a little dialed back on the slider aim. This is a pretty general tech map across the board. A little flowier than I think is the standard, but for the most part, it's kind of all over in how in the tech skill sets it's at.
Yeah, I can see some aim control in these streams. You have the classic longer sliders. Kind of throws a lot of different tech-oriented skill sets at you, but it is a pretty short one. Already at the end, 2 minutes in length, 6.04 stars, CS4, AR 9.4, 88.6, 180 BPM. So pretty comfortable.
Yeah, all the later 3 No-Mod maps are all fairly short, including No-Mod 5, which is the longest of the later 3. At just 2 minutes 48 seconds, still fairly short. Amethyst Aurora. This is the reading map of the No-Mod pool, and this one is actually from our follow-up session. We had a different map. We had like a demon AR6 edit of an AR9 map that was just not meant to be reading at all. But the poolers all liked it, but Playtest just came back and said, "Hey, let's not." And so we said, "Okay, well, we'll do something else." So pick Amethyst Aurora instead. The big thing on this one is AR7. Kind of the decision that we talked about a little last week with not always going AR8 in No-Mod, giving rating players a little bit of variance. This is that variance with the AR7.
I think this is finally the first, I would dare to say, real reading map of the tournament. This one has brutal overlaps and at an approach rate that many players aren't going to be very comfortable on. This one is throwing a bone straight to the top reading players of the tournament. But yeah, Amethyst Aurora, this song was the OWC 2023 No-Mod 5 Grand Finals custom song. This is by ajmosca, and it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that there was other diffs on this yet. I wasn't sure what Puncher was doing with it, but no, there's this AJ diff and there's also a normal from Wisping. They're both pretty good diffs.
Perhaps free for rank. I mean, it is a featured artist song.
I think there's a very big internal push for OWC ranked maps, so should be.
Definitely.
Yeah, this little break is nice. It's a fairly like long downtime, which is why I'd say that even though this is almost 3 minutes, it's really not that long. Because I don't think this part is especially hard to read. Like maybe you have some active, maybe you hit some 100s like Ika did on the replay, but overall I think it really is just a long downtime.
I'm curious to see which teams decide to pick into it. I know, I think after last weekend, USA definitely going to be one of the teams to want to pick into this intense reading.
Yeah. I think we pretty immediately saw a chat message saying that this is the Hexagon map. So yeah, I would say so.
Yep, Hexagon, Gilgamesh, Flute. They are eating good on this one.
Yeah.
Eating good like that chick in the background, eating the toast.
I've never been able to tell. Is that just like jam on the toast?
It looks like it. I mean, what else would you put on toast that's like that color?
That's fair. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's jam.
You can put peanut butter on it, maybe Nutella? No, that's too purple for that.
I don't know. It's vaguely Nutella colored. Anyways. Let's move on to No-Mod 6 before we keep going.
Enjoy missing on your 5-star map. Okay, No-Mod 6, Swift Swing mapped by Kaguya-sama, or actually no, this is Shiraya Sayuki, I think.
Yeah.
And would you like to explain what this is? Where's my speed in the No-Mod pool?
It's in the pre-mod pool.
Yep, not here, not here. This looks like rhythm.
Yeah, this is swing rhythm. Which we did have. We did also have a swing map last week, although this one is a lot less. I feel like it's more balanced, is how I would say it, than Allison, where Allison was it was just like everything kind of came down to the doubles. I felt this one you have a lot more finger control present in this one, thanks to the BPM combined with the 1/3. not as much aim control. So it really is about hammering home your accuracy on this one.
You're telling me this isn't a speed map? Look at those bursts.
A little bit.
I mean, you know, finger control. Finger control, speed kind of go hand in hand, but still, this is something that fits, so.
Yeah. We also have this section, which kind of goes away from the 1/3. That was interesting enough and varied enough with the introduction of the 1/4 midway through the map that it wasn't just like, oh hey, here's DT3 in no mod.
Yeah, your rhythm map, I think most notably popularized by Devious Panda back in like 2020 with the map Piano X Forte. That map took the universe by storm and everyone pulled nothing but that in no mod and hard rock for 3 years. But now it's a little more rare, so it's become a little bit special again to see the rhythm pick, especially in the no mod pool. Just something that a lot of people tend to favor putting in hard rock because, you know, OD10, you know, awkward sliders. That's just something that kind of gets enhanced on hard rock, but on the no mod, it's still got its unique challenges, especially depending on the map.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we had rhythm hard rock in the qualifiers pool, but we've generally kept it in no mod the entire time, just because we've found the maps that have fit the best there. But that's gonna be it for no mod 6 and the no mod pool. Let's move on into Hidden 1. This one, pretty standard this week. It's awkward aim, 200 BPM. It is just about as expected of a hidden one as you can have, where last week was more emphasized that, you know, you're flow aim, you're tapping. This one is awkward aim all the way.
Another classic song, Shiroi Yuki no Princess wa. I don't think I'm familiar with this cover, but, you know, I think the most notable one being the Natsu map that everyone breaks on the stream on, or the triangles, but that's a farm map. We don't have those in tournaments.
Most of the time. Yeah, I don't think this is even a cover. This might be the original. I'm actually not sure, but it's a pretty classic song either way, Miku or not. As far as the map, I don't think there's too much to cover. It's the aim map of the hidden pool. We put our flow into hidden 3 this week, back where it belongs. Rather than last week where we had a little bit of flow aim into hidden 3, but we balanced it out with hidden 1 being mainly flow. So we were able to just hammer home the aim this week, which is very nice.
Yeah, El Clasico, comfortable no mod 1, awkward hidden 1, both aim picks.
Of course.
Yeah, chat saying this is the OG, which is epic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But you know what isn't epic?
What isn't epic, Miles?
Miku looks dead in the background. And you know, that could be you if you don't go to 5WC's sponsors. Blue Bunny and Momokai, we're gonna find you. We're gonna get you. If you don't go to our sponsors, use code 5WC for a 10% discount, maybe even more. I don't remember the number, but they have been Momokai partnering us for 2 years, Blue Bunny showing up this year. I am still awaiting my Blue Bunny purchase, but I use code 5WC, so I am protected from the plague, and you all should do so as well. Hashtag ad.
I had a feeling it was coming. That was a crazy way to go into it, though.
I don't know. Something in the water today. I don't know.
I feel like pretty consistently we hit the ad on Hidden 1. That's something I've noticed.
Chat, did you just threaten to kill us? No, but the plague might. Oh yeah, only in Minecraft. In Minecraft, guys. Don't worry.
In Grand Theft Auto 5 online. Yeah, this one's long. 4 minutes 13.
Oh, the stream might be coming up. Okay, it's stacked.
Yeah, no.
Nobody should miss on that. A little bit too stacked, unless
that's because you missed the first nut.
Unless you're like, if you start double tapping and then you overstream it and then you start missing, but that is so stacked. You can just like single tap with 2 fingers and you'll probably hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, aside from those streams though, hello, aim map. So shout out to Lights Out for the replay on this one as well. We're back in Lights Out territory, baby.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
The cheeky 200 BPM stream in the Awkward Aim hidden map. There are, I think if we still had some lower seeded teams in the tournament, you would definitely see some people who struggle with just that.
Yeah.
But in this stage, we're gonna hope that the Hidden One players can stream those like 16 notes, I think.
I mean, it's semifinals. Half the teams have been eliminated. So I would hope by this point that players can at least hit the bare essential 200 BPM world stream in 5-digit World Cup. I would get it if it was like, oh, I'm pulling this like 50k late stage. It's like, well, that's kind of scary, but this isn't that range. I don't think there are going to be teams that have that much issue. Outside, maybe one or two players will miss on it, but I don't think many people will.
Hey man, one thing I've learned from doing this tournament the last 2 years is that 5 digits will find anything to miss on and complain about if it's not their skill set.
That might be true. That is Hidden One. Let's move on into Hidden 2, Nishi Tamao. This Corsace custom, which I didn't know about. This one is from Corsace 2021 round of 32. Map for I think it's the Hidden 3 slot for that tournament. As Corsace back then was running the anti-mod picks in the 3 slots rather than the 2 slots.
I think this is a classic Jason Time map. We've seen him map a lot of really good Hidden 2s over the years. I think the one I know the most is in 4WC a couple years ago. He mapped Izumino no Uta, and that's the one that really put Jason Time on the map for me. But he does this style so well for this kind of like extremely low BPM, awkward aim, kind of alty even sort of reading map.
Yeah, absolutely. We found it very big that we had a fairly reading focused Hidden 2 this week. This one also has a little bit of figure control. I mean, you can be kind of demon if you're not super comfortable with it. Where, Nomod 5 is absolutely very reading heavy. Fremont 2 is very aim heavy, and we'll get to that eventually, but that's just the nature of the Fremont 2 slot. So this one kind of had to be the middle ground where they're reading with the flow patterns a little bit, as well as just making sure you're looking good on the finger control.
Yeah, and also you have to be a little bit afraid of that 75 BPM. That is extremely low. You're probably going to see some people opt into single tapping the alt patterns in this map, and that could help, honestly, because the transition from that low BPM alternating into the short burst could be tough for players who are lacking in finger control. But I think, once again, the top reading players are really going to be eating up this pool with the Nomad 6 and then this, or Nomad 5, sorry. Like, both of these maps are, I think, going to be heavily specialist favorite picks.
Yeah, for sure. That was really the hope. I think on the easier pools, what you tend to see is that you just can't appeal to the specialist as much. So this one, I think, definitely does a lot better in doing that.
So yeah, now all the seed players after hearing that are like, okay, where is my 300 BPM? Did you see the seats almost got GTF seed on Fishy's diff? Like,
wait, that was an almost? I thought it was an FC.
No, he flatter broke like 200 combos from the end. But like,
that's
now we're gonna have to pool the deceit in double time in a 5-digit World Cup.
Yes. Yeah, that's Hidden 2. Before we move on to Hidden 3, this one's gonna be a little bit different. Because we got something a little special. Miles and I are gonna shut the hell up and let the map do the talking.
Turn up your volume.
The line between personal
And that was the 5-Digit World Cup's very first custom song for 2024. One of 4 total original songs made for this tournament. This one by Krimek, Cybernetic Reverie, made for the semifinals Hidden 3 slot. Mapped by myself. We actually had a different mapper set in for the slot, but he wasn't able to do it, so I just took it over because we didn't have time. This one is meant to sort of fulfill this archetype between flow aim. You saw a lot of the flow control with the wiggles and the flow cuts, as well as the tech with some of the sliders, although it's not too heavy on the tech, just to let Nomod 4 shine in that sense. Thank you so much to Krimek for the original song. Thank you to Lights Out for the replay. This was one that we specifically barred playtesters from doing, and we asked Lights Out directly just because this is his last week of doing replays. We wanted to make sure that he was able to do an absolutely amazing send-off replay. Everybody involved in the project, super good job. Krimek also did the graphics for the background, which is really awesome. We've had a channel just labeled inconspicuous in the staff channel section for over the past, I want to say, like 8 months now, at least. And that has just been our song channel, making sure that nobody with like better Discord or anything could even snoop it out. Super hard work from all the musicians, starting with Krimek. Make sure you follow him on any socials you can. Make sure you check out the map. Make sure you check out the song when it's up. It should be up fairly soon, if not right now. Thank you all.
Always love to see that Osu homegrown talent coming up and making some music. And yeah, Krimek doing a great job on this one.
Yeah, Krimek's actually making a difficulty for this too. So Osu homegrown and Osu he will stay apparently. He's working on this so that we can try and rank it later. It is up everywhere. SoundCloud.com/Krimek. Okay, good to know. But that is it. That's the hidden 3, and that's the hidden pool. Thank you again to Krimek and Lights Out and me. And let's move on into Hard Rock 1. Thank you, Taiki.
All right, Hard Rock 1. Getting back into some English music, we've got Atlas by Good Kid.
Yeah, Atlas, this was one where we were like, okay, we looked at our aim maps a lot, and we realized, like, yeah, we've had criticism about the types of songs we're pulling in a lot of the AIM maps. We had Hard Rock 1 last week was Tyler the Creator, and we were like, you know what? If we're gonna do another like English song in AIM, we have this really good Kid Hard Rock 1 that we can use. Atlas map by Wafer. This one is, I'd say, pretty standard. It's your CS 5.2 like Hard Rock AIM.
Yeah, I think the song concerns mostly stem from you passionately loving Love Live AIM maps, and then Edbones passionately loving Eroge DT1s, making up half of that.
Now, I've only pulled one Love Live song, my friend.
I've only pulled one, only one. But last week it was Bang Green, Titanic.
That wasn't me. That was not me.
Wasn't me? Okay. But yeah,
I will certify that it was not me.
Okay. Yep. Wafer maps, I think not a lot of people are very familiar with his more conventional stuff. But this is nonetheless an AIM map, CS 5.2, AR10 OD10. It's your hard rock map stats. 208 BPM, fairly high, I think, compared to what most people are comfortable for AIM maps. But that's a trend I've seen y'all following. Oh my god, what are those back and forth? Yeah, the higher BPM hard rock's been a trend, and I think it was round of 16. Ikusa, I think, was slightly higher BPM, but yeah, I think this is another case where teams that are remaining, like, you know, you see a lot of overlap between your hard rock and DT rosters, so this BPM shouldn't really be tripping up too many players.
Yeah, hopefully not. I mean, 208 is, I think, a pretty expected BPM for AIM. Even if it's, you know, this SR, it's still like late stage tournament, right? So you should be kind of expecting it by some point, and it kind of helps bridge the gap between, you have like, you know, Hidden One at 200 BPM, and then you have DT1 later at 240, and you're like, well, having something in the middle of those is nice, and that's kind of what this one fulfills in terms of BPM. It's also really short at just 2 minutes, which might be our shortest AIM map yet.
Yeah, just nobody's prepared for Bokusatsu Tenshi when it makes its grand return in Hard Rock.
Yes, dude! Oh my
we are
gosh, this would be
so
awesome.
back. Anyways, here's gonna be Hard Rock 2, a map that I think a lot of people are gonna be familiar with. Levitation Nation. This was a custom in OWC, I think 2022. It was early stage Hard Rock there, and this map is just absolutely gorgeous at what it does.
Yeah, so I think most of our precision maps have kind of followed the same thing. You have 160 to 180 BPM, somewhere in there. You have a pretty standard AIM map with CS 6.5. This week we wanted to go for something a little bit different. So at the trade-off of CS 6.1, you have a very kind of strange to hit alt map. Levitation Nation, which CS 6.1, to some people that might look like, oh, well, precision aim is dead. But when you play the patterning of this map, you feel it. This is one of the Hard Rock 2s I've ever played, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the aim style on this is just inherently invokes all of your precision skill. It's like, it's almost a similar principle to how, like, 240 BPM AR9 is basically a reading map because of how dense it is. This one, just the way that you have to, like, micro aim some of these patterns, it just is, it's a precision map, not because of just the map stat, but because of how you're aiming this. Like, you have to be precise with your movements, or else you're gonna find a chain miss, drop all your AC, and completely nuke your score.
Yeah. No, it's very, very difficult, and I think it's a very, very good precision challenge that kind of takes a break from, here, just put like half your aim roster on this and just hope they can play it, because generally they can. This one, I think, is very much an appeal to the Hard Rock specialists, similar to how Hidden 2 feels a lot more geared towards specialists. This is the same for the Hard Rock players, so other side of the same coin, kind of.
Specialists, we are so back. No more of those AIM HR2s, AIM Hidden 2s, AIM Nomad 5s. The AIM roster stock is going down this week.
Yes, sir!
I mean, I guess the AIM maps are just more aim-oriented as well. It's just, you know, now that we're starting to get into real, like, star rating in terms of, like, difficulty, you get to actually show skill sets instead of all of it just being, hey, you have to just be consistent and not miss. if you're like a skill set specialist.
Yeah, it's been very interesting to me seeing it as an open rank pooler, right? Like seeing how the lower star ratings in a 5-digit tournament kind of affect how you pool, because these kinds of maps just don't really exist at a low star rating. That or they're extremely overpooled. I know Levitation Nation has a lot of uses and we were looking at that and we were like, well, this is so good anyways that we don't mind it this time. But oftentimes that's what you're going to be encountered with. But as we get higher and higher SR, we can kind of experiment more. This map is definitely the exception to the rule in that sense, but it's a very interesting lesson to learn.
Yep, Bokusatsu Tenshi Hard Rock, just a week away. It's in a week. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
I am so excited for this information. Anyways, time for another spicy pick, Hard Rock 3. We've got Uchiwa, Dada's extra, guys. Put your wheelchair emotes in the chat. We've got a Dada map.
Yeah, this one was kind of the unexpected one to come out of the pooling session. Not even just for the Dada map in 2024, but kind of map that this is. I think the general expectation is, okay, well, we have Noboru 4, which is kind of flow with tech. Hidden 3 is flow with tech. Well, Hard Rock 3 is gotta be like your slider aim, right? No. And there's a little bit of slider aim in this map, admittedly, but this is kind of just the strangest map that we could put in Hard Rock.
This map is brutal for the HR pool. Like, it has a lot that it just throws at you. Like, you have the sliders, you have the finger control, you have the aim control. It's probably the most, like, honestly diverse map in terms of skill set I've probably seen in the tournament so far.
Yeah, this is TV1, as I would put it. You have, as you said, the slider aim, control. You also have these kind of awkward aim patterns. I don't think they're necessarily as hard as Hidden 1, but they are certainly difficult, and they'll throw you off if you're not paying attention right. I think this one is very, very big for the Hard Rock teams. If you have a really good Hard Rock roster, you're going to like this map because the other team is going to absolutely hate it. It throws everything at the wall against you.
And it's like, it's like in the same vein in that, like, if you pool like a very unconventional DT map, you call it a DT players map. This is a Hard Rock players map. Like,
yeah.
If you're a Phil player who's like okay at Hard Rock, but not necessarily specialist, you're not gonna have a great time on this map because, like, look at these alt patterns. Like, there's just so much to break on this that it's really gonna take your most comfortable players to be able to get a good score on this.
Yeah, if you hadn't gone through the trenches of playing CS 5.2 AR every day, you're not gonna like this very much. And that was the point. Is we really, really wanted to hammer down the mod pools being specialist pools this time around. Hidden pool, I feel, is a very specialist pool. Hard Rock pool, I feel, is a very specialist pool. The 1 maps are always going to be kind of just throw your aim rockets on them anyways, but the 2 and 3 maps for both pools are really for the players of that mod specifically. I remember when after I finished mapping Hidden 3, I went to test it, and I got like 80k because I don't play Hidden. And that's kind of the hope of these pools, is to appeal to the specialists a lot more than we have in previous years.
But that's just going to make the stock of the all-rounders who can still play some of these maps just so much higher. Like, the hyper carry players, this is when they're really going to start to shine.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not too familiar with that many of the hyper carries this year. I mean, it's still like similar suspects to last year, right? Like, we're looking at like Mize on France, like Birchman on Canada, I know it's been going off.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta look at the winners bracket, right? And just look at their scores and go, oh yeah, it's those players, okay.
Yep, it's those guys. Alright,
Yeah,
that's gonna be the Hard Rock pool.
Let's move on into DT1.
Alright guys, roll the tape. It's DT1, Natsuiro Ramune, lights out replay. Something, map pooler, Ed Bones, the Eroge.
We've been paying attention to the map pool feedback. There's been a lot of criticism on the songs to DT1 specifically. This is the last Eroge DT1. I'll say right now, for sure, this is the last Eroge DT1.
Sign this contract.
Is
it over?
I'm gonna sign it. It's over. It's over.
It's over. We are so over. But you know what? I think you should keep doing it because I've been playing Eroge Music Quiz and I need to learn more songs.
There's an EMQ?
Yes, there is.
Oh my god, okay. I need you to get me on that.
Yeah, you know, HVIC plays it. You can run into HVIC on EMQ.
Oh, let's go.
Hey, yep.
As far as the map stats, 240 BPM. This is by and far the highest BPM A map of the pool. And finally, AR 10.3.
Yep, DT players rejoice. Everyone, I think, is going to be eating good on this pool. It's finally going to get to start to abuse your skill cap if you're one of those top teams. Not going to have to worry about getting out consistency'd on a low 6-star pick because the rosters that you built with those high star rating tryouts, they are built for pools starting now.
Yeah, for sure. I remember USA tryouts last year having 2 stages, and I honestly think that's one of the best ways to go about it, especially if you aren't expecting like top 4, right? Is make sure you're kind of prepared for both sides of the coin, where the tournament at some point has to have a switch up for the higher SR pools. We're in 5 digit. No, we're not starting 10.3, right? We're not starting AR7 on Nomad 5.
Yeah.
There's a couple things that kind of changed up the tournament, and I'm glad we're finally to this point where everything just kind of locks in at how we want to go with the late stage.
Yeah, and I mean, it makes sense because you shouldn't be pooling your early stage for your top teams. You pool early stage so that the lower seeded teams can like at least be able to play the maps. Yeah. So now's the point. We're halfway through the tournament. Lots of the lower seeded teams are out, and the ones that have made it this far are the Cinderella runs. But now they have to go up and face this pool that is really starting to exemplify the skill sets that the slots for both.
Yeah, for sure. I really like the difficulty from this point forward, and I like this map a lot. It's a lot of BPM. It's rare that you get to see 240 BPM spacing this high, especially in 5 digit. So it's super nice that we were able to find a map that works like this in terms of its patterning.
And that is the double time 1. And now we've got double time 2.
Yeah,
We've got Mega Man no Ame, Asterisk DMB remix in the DT2. You know that's going to mean a lot of bursts.
Yeah, this was one of, we actually had 2 follow-up sessions this week. One of them was specifically to fix the speed pool. Our speed was really, really bad in our first draft of the pool, so we went on and fixed it up a little bit. This one is meant to be the burst speed map at 262.5 BPM. You're welcome, speed players. The idea was, you know, on the lower star pools, it's really hard to balance speed around, like, players being able to cheese it. This one, really wanted to push forward that BPM, like, you're not going to be able to cheese the BPM, and the spacing, much higher than straight bet, meaning that you can't just, like, double tap all the way through either, unless you're the double tapping goat.
Yeah, you know, speed is getting the same treatment as all the other skill sets. This is becoming a slot that you're not going to be able to cheese if your all-rounders aren't necessarily, like, weathered on this sort of skill set. And that's what you're getting here. Although the AR is still 10, and the bursts aren't necessarily 2-spaced, so I think you might be able to get away with it better on this map.
Yeah. The decision to run the AR was, we don't want to make PT go from one 10.3 map to 4.
Yeah, it's logical.
It was balanced around 2 10.3 maps. So the speed maps got the lower AR treatment, which I think works. That was never supposed to be the challenge of the speed map with the AR. It was always going to be the speed.
Yep, it is 262.5 BPM, so it's real.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chad is right. Like, why is it not AR 10.7 and 340 BPM? Like, we have a DT almost FC on the Deceit. Like,
hey, next week.
Hey, come, oh, real. The violation with Nightcore. I want to see that.
Baby! Oh, if we can have a Nightcore pool, that'd be so hype.
I think,
but unfortunately, the world won't let me ball.
If both teams agree, you should be able to play a map with Nightcore. That should be a standard rule. That should just be a standard rule.
Agree.
All right, now that was a quick one. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. We're already done with it. But now on to doubling time number 3. We have maybe the highest star rating in the pool, I think. We've got Conclusion, map by Toybot.
Yeah, this one, oh god, he's gonna hate me for saying this. This song is the source of my favorite Fiery Rage moment ever. Casting, and I've looked for this clip extensively and I can't find it. I think it was deleted when the Corsace Twitch channel was restricted. There's a clip of Fiery Rage saying that this is a remix, not of Vivaldi's Winter, but of Avalanche by Men. And it's my favorite thing ever, because the chat instantly pairs into him, and I think about it all the time whenever I see this map.
No, that's real as hell, actually. I would say the same thing, actually. I am so not knowledgeable on music and what the origins are.
Yeah, it was so funny.
I'm just an Osu guy.
Yeah, that's true. I get it. Kind of the speed stamina pick for this. There's a bit of finger control in this map, and then you have these sort of longer streams interrupted by kick sliders between them. But it can be very, very draining on your stamina. And again, this is a Corsace custom. That's number 2 of the pool, which is crazy that we're in semifinals and we can look at Corsace maps and go, oh yeah, I want that one. You have choice, you have options, which is absurd to me.
This is what we like to call the System Sun slot, except this map is a lot more interesting than System Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, difficulty jump definitely there.
Yeah, no, I fully believe that we went a little too easy on the DP in the past, so very intentional. Try and catch up with what the star rating actually is. Like, I think DP's been a little cheesable the whole tournament, and we're now to the point where we don't have to let it be.
Yep, it is time to let it rip. And the speed players will rejoice.
Yeah. Notice the lights out for the replay, by the way. Keep forgetting to mention them, but I think almost all, if not every single one of the replays we've seen in the past like 7 maps have been lights out, so luckily I can just blanket mention them.
Yep, he did cook with these replays.
Yeah. All right, let's move on into DT4. The second 10.3 map in the pool. This one, we were looking at this for quarterfinals originally. This was supposed to pair with the Tyler the Creator Hard Rock 1. But we moved it up. There was difficulty concerns. And we really like how this ended up in the pool. So because DT3 is a stamina off of long streams rather than continuous finger control, this one is able to kind of fill that finger control niche while also having a little bit of aim control to it.
Scytho does this a lot in some other rap maps. I think most notably he mapped all of the lights on Insane. I remember that being pulled a lot as an alt map. Doing it again on United in Grief.
Yeah, and this one, after you get past that little bit of an intro, it is just you getting through this all the way for the rest of the map. This is the easiest it gets. Just like that alt consistency, kind of something you'd see in like an old style like 0108 No Mod 3, I feel. But then from there, as it gets more intense, it just gets more off the rails, and you have to stay really in control of where your cursor is and how your fingers are doing on the tapping. This is not the easiest BPM in the world.
Yeah, high or alt is a pretty niche skill set. You're gonna seldom find players who actually specialize in this kind of stuff. But if you're a team that is very good at this, you're going to want to pick it very early, because I think it's very safe for teams that are actually good at it to be able to pick this into opponents.
Yeah, if you have been waiting for your AR 10.3 skill set to shine, this is your map. A lot of people are going to struggle on this. Because 10.3 aim, you can kind of get it, right? Aim, you might shake a little bit, but you're still going to hit it. This one is, you have to feel completely comfortable with your ability to play AR 10.3 to play this.
Yeah, and you also have to be very comfortable with your finger control and your flow aim on this, because I think alt is inherently a flow aim skill set, unless it's like snap aim like our No Mod 3 is. So I think this map really fills that gap in the pool where there's like a lack of more flow aim focused ult. But this map definitely completely fills that, I think, fills that niche in the pool.
Yeah, for sure. And we kind of wanted that. There's a little bit of an angle to it as I said at the beginning, but I think the flow is definitely difficult. And it's just kind of how the style works. But I really like this map. All of the poolers were like, we don't care if we have to move this from quarterfinals. We are pooling this. It has to go somewhere because, number one, the song's great. I love this album. But the map is just so good alongside it.
I think Scytho's a really underrated mapper when he's not making those like 10-star A maps.
Yeah, when he's not mapping like the Love Day maps or the farm maps, dude, this guy's so good. But that is DT4 and the DT pool. Let's move on into Free Mod 1.
School Disco Dissociation Silver Boxer. You know what that means? Breakcore.
Yeah.
Wait.
Silver Boxer was cooled a couple times last year too. But this one, no, it's free mod instead of no mod. A little scarier.
Hey Candy, did you realize Lights Out has been smoking a letter at the start of every replay? Someone has to go back and see what he's spelling out.
Oh no, I didn't even notice that. Wait, you're right.
It was a C like last map or like a few maps ago, but we've got to figure it out.
That explains. Okay, so there was some talk about letters in the chat earlier, and I was really confused. I didn't pay much mind to it. That explains everything, dude. That's the Lights Out, dude. Whatever he's cooking, I'm with it.
But yeah, this map, following the same trend we've had in the last few weeks of the Free Mod 1 being Breakcore, this kind of like hybrid speed, mech tech, whatever you want to call it. It's 233 BPM, which I think is the highest of what we've seen so far, and it also has quite the difficult aim strain, especially on Hard Rock, as you're seeing in this replay.
Yeah, continuing with the balance around being harder for Hard Rock than it is for other mods, to make sure it's not just 4-stack Hard Rock, which I know a lot of players were concerned about at the beginning. Hitting that tradition, aim training for Hard Rock, this is the one where I'd almost say you want to put your speed players on the Hard Rock just to make sure that they don't get so tunnel visioned on the speed that they miss all of the aim. But otherwise, I think it's fairly balanced among like no mod hidden easy.
I mean, I'm not sure many people are going to want to go easy on this because, you know, the ARs. I mean, 5 digits always surprise me with the easy. I mean, they're so good at the easy. Like, even at 233 BPM when it's so freaking dense, they'll still go easy.
Yeah. Either way, though, this is very difficult on the speed. Kind of complete set to that trio with DT2 and DT3. There was just a little bit of that 200 finger control on DT4 and No Mod 6. So speed player is eating really good this pool, I think.
I think everyone is eating good this pool.
Yeah, it's a big nice thing with pool size. We don't have to compromise skill sets.
Map is on the longer end, 3 minutes and 6 seconds. Map stats aren't going to be as mean to hidden players as you sometimes see on your Fremont speed. A lot of times you like to pool AR9 speed maps, so people are more encouraged to take the Hard Rock. But this is base AR 9.6, so I think the hidden players are going to have a very nice time on this one.
Yeah, this is dense enough on BPM alone. AR 9.6 is still going to... You can see it on the Hard Rock. Like, it's still pretty dense with AR 10. So we weren't as worried with like, oh, we need to go get an AR edit from Silver Boxer or whatever. It's just like, nope. It was good as is, luckily. Alright, that's Free Mod 1. Let's move on into Free Mod 2. Anti-mod, it's Smooch. I feel like this is a pretty known song.
Also pretty known map. Alviaria does this one very well. Has a lot of different types of these CS5 AR8 maps that you see get map pooled a lot. I remember seeing this one in a 4-digit World Cup 2022, actually, in, I believe, quarters there.
Yeah, this was a custom for 4WC, so we kind of took that from them. CS5 AR8, everything you'd expect from the Fremont 2. very heavy on the aim element, which can be hard for hard rock players. You also have that little bit of 1/6 finger control kind of all over the place in the key eye, although the stack nature of it makes it so that it's not too hard to hit aim-wise.
Yeah, and for all the people who are missing the aim maps when they departed from the Hidden 2 and Hard Rock 2 spots are going to be glad to take that comfort mod on this map, because this map is pretty much just an aim map.
Yeah, this is a very aim map. Honestly, that's part of why Hidden 2 and Hard Rock 2 are so geared towards the specialist, because this is where all the aim stocks went for the anti-mod skill sets.
But yeah, still quite easy to get tripped up on this. As you saw earlier, there's a few 1/6 bursts. You have some streams in this as well. You have some decelerating streams, just like... I'd say this map, it appears simple at like at face level, but once you play it, you realize this map, there's a lot you can just miss on any given run. Like, it's not easy to FC by any means.
No, definitely not. It can be pretty challenging. I'm glad it fits the 6.6, and that's definitely just because of the hard rock balance, but it's pretty hard. That is the end of the map. It's fairly short. We're gonna move on into the last map, Tiebreaker, Labyrinth of Mind.
Yep, it's our tiebreaker, one-shot Fox map. Correct me if I'm wrong, we've got a techie tiebreaker, right? This is tech? Mech tech-ish?
Yeah, mech tech, I'd say. This one was one that I just kind of passed off approval for this one when we pulled it. I was looking for other maps at the time, so I'm not like, I didn't play through all of this map, but every other pooler was super happy with it, which is enough for me to say, yeah, this probably works. And the mech tech element on this one is certainly very present from the very beginning.
Definitely a well-rounded map for your tiebreaker, as you want to see. It contrasts pretty well with the more aim-oriented tiebreaker from last week. So getting back to the mech tech, I think, is a return some people will welcome. When I say some people, I mean the teams who lost the aim tiebreaker. So
yeah.
You've still got some aim here. You see these repeating patterns, very easy to misread and just misaim one of those notes, and those fast return sliders, do not underestimate them.
Yeah, don't underestimate fast sliders on a tiebreaker. I think that's the lesson we all learned this past week, where the fast sliders on round of 16 tiebreaker took a couple souls away. So, you know, if you go to tiebreaker quarterfinals I meant, not round of 16. I mixed up what the slot was supposed to be and what it actually was. So on semifinals, you know, make sure you're watching out.
And yes, you just got a question in chat. There is going to be one more match after this.
There is in 1 hour, Canada versus Germany, which I'm very excited for. I'm on that cast. I'm super excited about it.
I'm gonna be in class.
Fun. No sponsor read. He's in class. It's over.
Yep, it's over. I mean, I've only been on the showcases so far this time, except I think I took a USA match a couple weekends ago because there wasn't any other casters on it. But otherwise, I've been dormant so far.
Yeah, I think I've also been on only showcases and 1 USA match.
That's just the fate of the USA casters, like.
Yeah, I've got my flag behind me still. Like, I gotta cast the USA matches when they come up.
Yeah, I have my New Jersey flag behind me.
Oh, that's beautiful. I don't have a Utah flag behind me because our flag is too new. Yeah, that stream is pretty brutal. That's where Yoshi Lover goes, unfortunately. Shout out to Yoshi Lover, by the way. I was crying yesterday, dude. We had a long and just bad pooling session yesterday where it was just, we were not finding the maps. And like after that long pooling session when we released the playtesters, I noticed that TV wasn't done, and Yoshi just stepped in and he was like, let me just get a replay real quick so that I could go to bed, and it was beautiful. So shout out to that guy.
Yep, saving our asses yet again, the Yoshi lover. Yeah, I mean, this map has been throwing a lot at us so far that I haven't been talking about. I mean, you saw some space triples, those repeating aim patterns, some streams, some fat sliders. Like, this map isn't like a one-shot fox, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, this is definitely that multi-skill set tiebreaker, and that's the nice thing about, like, you get the mechanical elements and you get the tech elements in different parts of the map where that kind of naturally tests as many different skill sets as it can, which is very nice for a tiebreaker.
Just hoping that team put in the one attempt. I know a lot of people are very hesitant to practice tiebreakers, and I'm one of those people as well, but like, at least between this tiebreaker and the last tiebreaker, like, there are several patterns that I think you really need to know are coming to be comfortable on them. So maybe ping your team to at least look at them in the editor.
Yeah, for sure. That is nearly the end of the map. It's actually a little bit of a troll. You get this nice little, like, rebuild up to nothing.
Yep, make sure you don't hit tab during that spinner if you're playing this tiebreaker, because that's one way to get extremely nervous.
Or worse, don't hit escape.
I almost did that once. I almost hit the back button on my mouse when I just started, like, jitter spinning with my mouse on a tiebreaker for no reason.
Oh no. That's it though. That is the end of the map, the end of the pool. Again, shout out to Krimek for the original song, the first of 4 again. So for the next showcases, you're going to see more. The next matches, you're gonna see, you know, this and more. So we're very, very excited, glad to reveal the bombshell. Map pack, pool, and schedules will be out on Sheet within the hour. Not immediately, but by the end of our next match, they will be live. I'm pretty sure the wait for schedule specifically is the next match, which is at 18 UTC. No, yes, 18 UTC.
Yes.
I mixed up daylight and not. 18 UTC. That's in just under an hour. So make sure you stick around right here for 500 World Cup, our last match of the quarterfinals, and then we'll be releasing map pack, pool, and schedules very soon afterwards.
Once again, thank you all for watching. Be sure to stick around for that Canada-Germany match. We have a winner's bracket matchup on a Monday, so definitely keep this tab open. Make sure you're here for that. But until then, thank you all for watching. I've been Miles, joined with Titani, and hope you all enjoy the next match.
Yeah, enjoy.